Imagine living 3 miles from where you attended church as a child, where you went to Girl Scouts, and where you lived all through high school, and you can't ever go back to visit. Imagine your children saying, "Daddy, where did you live when you were little?" Or, "Where did you graduate from high school?" And you can't show them because those places are far away overseas. What if you were a wife with 5 kids under the age of 10 whose husband has just been killed in a combat mission, and now the authorities are telling you you have 30 days to pack up your family and vacate your quarters? These are real stories of America's military family members, and they are all true. The military makes its dependents give up their ID cards at age 23, if not sooner, and literally shuts them off from the only life they have ever known. And God forbid, if your spouse dies, you can't live in your home on base anymore. Just think, at the worst possible time in your life, when things are so surreal, you're being asked to pack up and move, and it is non-negotiable. You have to do it. Imagine a life where you move 18 times in 20 years, or your child transfers schools 3 times in 1 school year. Think back when you were a new kid in school. It was hard. It was scary. But it was also a time to learn new things, to experience a different culture, and to make new friends, and to grow up. Think about this. Today's young military children have spent their entire lives with their parents in imminent danger of going to war. At least some of them have some sort of support. Children whose parents were in the Vietnam War were often blamed for their parents' involvement. Not only did they worry about their mom or dad, they suffered through shame and confusion as to why America didn't value their parents. Who tells their stories? Who even cares? We all should. During World War II, it seemed every family had someone serving in the war. Americans pulled together to help the war effort. Everyone had a part in preserving the home front. There was a huge coming together and an esprit de corps amongst all Americans. Today, less than 1% of America's population is serving in the military. It seems that the military is such a tiny part of the greater population, and many Americans have no idea what it's like to serve their country. Our museum would like to change that. We don't want to show military history through dry facts and statistics. We want to tell America's military stories through the voices of America's military families. We want to show the sacrifice, the service, the pride, the happiness, and the complexities of being part of America's military family. My name is Circe Olson-Wessner, and I am the founder of the Museum of the American Military Family. I'm an Army wife, an Army mom, and an overseas brat. My whole life has been immersed in military culture. Our museum came together because one night while my son was serving a combat tour in Iraq, I thought about all the other moms and dads out there who were worrying and praying and hoping against hope that their child would come home safely. I remember thinking, we military moms are tough. We might be scared inside, but we can't let it show outwardly. We have to be brave and supportive. We have to be there for our sons and daughters because we have to keep them safe. If we're calm, they can concentrate on their jobs and come home. It occurred to me then and there that all around the world, on posts and bases and in small villages and big cities, everywhere, parents, military parents, were hoping and praying that their kids would be okay, and we all had this in common. My thoughts skipped around a bit, and I thought, wow, we should have a medal for being military parents. No, we need our own museum. I wonder if there is one. So, like anyone else in the 21st century, I Googled it. I couldn't find anything. Well, there were lots of military museums and lots of military monuments and lots of message boards dedicated to brats or spouses or veterans, but not one museum was dedicated completely to America's military families. So, I thought, I will have to start one. And that's where it ended. You see, I work full-time. I have a family, a new puppy, lots of things going on. I didn't have time for a museum. But one day, my 82-year-old father said, "Hey, what about this museum you're supposed to be starting? I want to help." And I'm not getting any younger. A lot of great ideas are born on a single wild, crazy thought. And that's how we started. One night, a military mom, me, got indignant because there was nothing out there preserving the culture and the history and the memories of what I had gone through and what millions and millions of other military moms and dads, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents are going through or have gone through. I got together a couple of friends and we decided that we wanted to start this tribute, this learning center, this museum, because we thought it was important to preserve the memories and the stories of all military families from all generations and branches, all the way back to the founding of America. Why is it so important? Well, it's important because it tells the other side of the history books. For every historic event that the military has been involved in, there has been someone behind the scenes at home, living through it from a different perspective. In order to have a complete picture of history, we need to see all sides. My friend Wanda can't go home. I can't go home. But we can create a symbolic home for all the people who long for the nostalgia of military life, of all the people who served and would like to see some recognition for their sacrifices and their service. One of the best examples of why we're doing what we're doing comes from military brat and author Pat Conroy. He said, "We are an undiscovered nation living invisibly in the body politic of this country. We never stopped to honor ourselves out loud for our understanding service to America. Our greatest tragedy is that we don't know each other. Military brats, my lost tribe, spent their entire youth in service to this country, and no one even knew we were there." So I say, it is our duty to recognize and to preserve the stories of the selfless men and women and children who serve alongside America's heroes, the military family. I think a lot of people are now beginning to realize how important it is to honor America's military families. We've had a lot of support, a lot of friends, a lot of people, a lot of organizations have jumped on the bandwagon helping us out. Even Dr. Jill Biden, the Second Lady, has sent us a letter. It is truly taking a village to build this museum, and it's paying off. It really is. I just got an email the other day from a guy named Lou Chandler who says, "My parents saved everything, and I have extensive records of my 18 years of travels within militarydom." They continued their travels for another 10 years living in Italy and Panama. But now I am 61. And their records will die with me. So I tell Lou and all the other Lou's out there, we won't let that happen. We can't let that happen. Lou, we've got you. Imagine living 3 miles from where you attend.